Welcome to Trading Lounge and the US tech stocks. I'm going to have a look at the S&P and then the NASDAQ and then the tech stocks. And so with the S&P here, same story as last week. We've got wave 4 here. We're going up to wave 5. There are different ways to count this move up through here. I do use the leading stocks to guide me in what wave count that we should be using within that space. But yeah, we're from wave 4 to wave 5 here of 3 and then 4 and then 5. So let's just go and have a look at that on the daily chart here. So this would be it here. So from this wave 4 here, looking at 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 here. Now, this has been my primary count as long as this holds together. So at this stage we've got a nice A, B and C wave here. The only thing I don't particularly like about this C wave here is it's rather sharp. But apart from that, I've been tracking 5 waves here and 5 waves in here, and it's taken us sort of 3 days to get to where we are now with this. So one of the next steps here for me with the trading levels is 5 is the second strongest number, not so much the 5,000 here in this case, but the 500, and you can see the resistance that it's mirrored over here. So it could play out on that 5 and drop from that point, but what we'll be looking for is support on that level, and support looks like this to me. So we've got the arrival, the reaction, the first high above the level. Once we've got that first high, then we can use that as a reference point to go long on. We can drop the long trade down to this point, and we can also refine it over to this point here. So it's a process to get from the resistance to the support, taking out new highs here. It's just a process, and it may go like this as well. It may not drop below the level, but it has reacted from here, so it's going to play out like this or like this here. So let's just assume for a moment that that it does fail. So what we'd be looking at next is just using the 2-day and the 3 days we used last week here, just to look at a different count to the upside. So this is a slightly different count to the upside, where it has 1 and 2 and 1 and 2 here, and then the third wave up here already, well, this wave 3 here, let's just say, and the 38.2% would be lower at this stage. So that's another way to look at it. To see it drop back closer to the 5,000, which is also plausible as well, let's just go to this 3-day move here, and then this will drop it down at this stage, drop it to even lower, slightly lower at this point. Now we've also got the Fed's the powwow in about 2 days' time as well. So we'll see what comes of that. There's sort of 95% chance they'll still be in the 525 to 550 range at this point. It's only 4.7% of a chance of it they'll sort of drop at this particular point. So anyway, we're sticking with this one here. Now, the next step here is that the NASDAQ counts a little bit differently. With the NASDAQ, you can actually you can count it quite comfortably from the top to the bottom here in 5 waves down. But I'm going to look at the NASDAQ also as an A and a B and a C wave here as well. But before we go there, we'll just go into the intraday here on the 1,000 tick area here and look at this. So from the top here, we've got the A, the B, and the C wave down to this point here. You can see on the cash market that this is the low on the cash market. So we'll need to look at this as wave 1 and 2 here. And then we can also look at this as probably wave 1 to here, but we could probably bring wave 1 and 2 over to here as well. But what I mentioned before is the 500 here. You really want that as the support, I mean, because coming into Friday and having a trend down already and profit taking and short covering and all those sorts of things. So we know that that's where the resistance is. So if you could see that pattern here play out and be patient enough to get from here over to here, then you'll have a safe trade at that point. Okay, so with the NASDAQ, so with here, you can see that the B wave here is really quite big here, leaving this first leg here as 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 here, ABC here for this. So it's you know, I could go down for 1, back for 2, down for 1, back for 2, and continue down at that point. I get it, but stock is telling me that we've got half a silly chance of having a low in here, so we need to play to win, and that's what we're going to do. So this A and B here is we're going to transfer that over to the NASDAQ. Now I know that we can look at this as 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 down here quite comfortably. In that case, we could view this here, just looking at all the... It's good to put everything on the table and then just weed our way through them as well. But if we did that, if we looked at this as 5 waves here, then the 50-60% retracement level is back up at the 20,000. So we would be heading here higher anyway. If it was 5 waves, we'd be having some sort of rally here. But if I line it up with the S&P, this would be the A, the B, and the C here, and then we'll be moving up at this point, and we could look at this as 1 and 2 and pushing up. You can see here that you know, normally we'd wait for the long to go over to here, and now we can bring it down to here. We could have even brought it down to this one here, that second low here, but beginning of the week we'll just put it here. So you can see that in this case, this is the 19,000. So you can see that it's more... If it took this top out, then it would say that 19,000 has been retested at that point. So this is the same thing we're going through with stock, of course, okay? So when we have a look at stock here, Apple would be the same. So from this wave 3 here, we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 for the A wave here, the B wave here, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 here. So we'll call this as a low in as well. Now, we're on thin ice. But if you wanted to have a long trade, we've got longs in here already. We're just keep the stop out of the way on all of these moves down. So this particular move here, we can take the top out here. I always like to find you know, wait for a new version of a high to come in play here, you know, and then go off that rather than just go off that. But you know, you do your own thing. So buying new highs here for Apple is what we're going to be looking at. Keep the stop under here until the 220 becomes the support. Then we can bring it up to this one and to this one here. And then we've got between 20 here and 30 here, we've got the Fibonacci numbers 1, 2, and 3, and 5, and 8. So what we're looking for here next is the 223 to become the retested tested support. Now you can see if you took the low and the high here, the center of that will be the you know, the resistance there, which will bring us pretty close into 225. So 5 is the second strongest number. So 3 and 5, if you're looking to add into this market, those are the numbers as tested support that you would be required to have for safer trade. This is Amazon here, and the same thing sort of applying here. In this case, it looks like, you know, we could go the NASDAQ 5-wave move all the way down here, or we could go the A and the B off the S&P and do it that way. So we just got to be careful. This is a place not to overtrade, but I think it's also a place to put a very small amount of capital into this as a trade, you know, because we know that if it is 5 waves down, we're still going to be heading higher anyway here. So we should be able to get the trade to break even. When I say break even, that may mean a small loss or a small profit, you know. So yeah, that's that. And we come over to NVIDIA. And I like NVIDIA because I mean, not because of just its pattern, because what it's telling me here is that this is one of the leading stocks, of course, and you know why, and it had its correction You know, it's been going a little while as well, same as most of the others. Amazon, this is before Amazon. Amazon was like the 11th, around the 11th or 10th or something here. So it's been going earlier. So we've got this here as an A and a B and a C wave here. And we've been looking for the low and talking about it, and we've got that little push up, and we can go long. You know, when I put this on the top here, it's the same here. The 15 is the closest largest number. You want that as a classic trading levels pattern. We've got a classic trading levels pattern here, so we can, you know, buy here, but this will be another one coming into play. You could add on the 120 and add on the 130, and the 150 would be the next target area of any significance. So with this one here bothers me a little bit, Facebook Meta here, because I can, well, a couple of reasons. It's just, I can count 5 waves here, that's cool. So if we get 5 here, we should get 5 over here. I can put the wave C in here, it's probably the right thing to do, but it really hasn't come down as much as I wanted it to as well. So if I just look on the daily chart here for a moment, it hasn't really come down to, you know, previous 4th wave here at least. Do you know what I mean? So we could have this as the A, the B, and the C here. We've got some long trades in this, we're just holding them. And yeah, we could drop lower after a move to the upside. I'm just a little bit unsure. It's just that we haven't pulled down enough. This leg here is rather short compared to this one, but we've seen that on some of the other stocks as well. I'm probably just in fear mode and concerned about it, but we'll just be a bit mindful of it, and we'll pay close attention to it. Netflix, I had no idea. I can see here we got 1, 2, 3, 4. If I ignore the spike, I can have this as the A wave here and a B wave here, and I think, you know, a bit more to the downside here. But like I said before, it doesn't really matter. All we're looking for here, where, you know, even if it comes down here, or I still need that first. I need this high above the level here. Then I need this, we can go on the second high, so we can go long above that. We can go long above that. So we don't have that over here yet. Do you know what I mean? That's all we got to wait for here. So this stock can sort of do its own little thing, but it'll probably push up, and we'll see it when it pushes up. Yeah, so I mean, as a wave 3 top, this is a bit too short to have it as a wave 4 in here. The only other way to do it is have this, all of this move here as wave 1 here, and then this move as wave 2 coming in here somewhere, or here, you know. So I'll just wait. I don't have a trade set up, but, you know, we'll see if it tags along with the rest of the markets. And we've got Google here, and of course we've got search GPT coming into play. So yeah, so it'll have some sort of impact on advertising dollars here. I mean, I'm okay with the A, the B, and the C wave down to this point here, but what I'm going to do is we were looking for this to do this little move here, and it's done all of that. It sort of finished it off. And like, we could go long above here, but because of the situation, we don't know what big money's going to do, you know, based on loss of revenue from OpenAI in this case. So I'll just wait to see if we get support on the 170 or 172 there, and then we can look at that. But yeah, look, it's just got the same, you know, markets are emotional. You know, they're run by human beings, and we're emotional, and they all seem to be doing the same thing. So they've all got their own stories, and but they still go with the herd, so to speak. Unless a stock is really sick, then it'll be left behind. So same again with Microsoft here. We can look at this as an A and a B and a C wave down here. I'm not that happy with this finishing off here, because, you know, I can see it's better off sitting over here on that. But once again, I'll just sort of wait. This 430 here with the top of minor group 1 of 400 of medium level 4. So if we get a tested support on that, we'll look to go on that, but we'll hold our longs on this market as well. And then we come over to Tesla, and we've been working a low here of wave 3 here, and then an A wave here. So an A, and then a B wave all the way over to here. with another A and then an A, B, C for the B wave and the C wave here, and then 5 waves down here. So in a way, we're looking for this to be wave 1 at this point, but being on the low here and a big drop here, and the situation with EVs and so on, we could be in a bit of a problem at this point with this particular count. The more bearish count, of course, is having this down here as wave 1 and then back for wave 2 here, and then wave 1 here and wave 2 sitting here, then wave 1 here and wave 2 coming into here, and then this would also be the third wave and a fourth wave here. So we can look at this in terms of a fourth wave here, and that would be the 38.2%. So if we get support on top of group 1, wherever you see a 3, it's going to be part of group 1. So if we get a tested support here with the classic trading levels pattern, then we can look to to add to this. We've got some positions down here on this, and we've been looking at this as 1, 2, 3, 4. At the same time, I've understood that this could be an A wave, a B wave, and a C wave here. So we'll see what comes of this. So this 430 is going to be quite critical in what we go. But you know, I got a feeling it will just sort of follow along with the rest of the with the herd. But let's just see what plays out here. Let's see what the trading gods deliver. Okay, we'll come over to Bitcoin. We'll have a look at Bitcoin and ETH and Solana. Just quickly, this is Bitcoin here. Now, the thing here is that this first leg here is corrective in nature. It's a bullish corrective pattern. So no matter what happened over here, eventually this top will be taken out. And what we have here now is we have 5 waves here. Now, I could put wave 1 up here a little bit further. Ethereum is telling me that I need to put wave 1 and wave 2 over here. Solana's telling me that we can still go up here a little bit further, but it doesn't matter. Either way, this particular move here is now 5 waves. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 here, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 here. So we've got 5 waves here. It can go here, and I'll show you the reason for that on Ethereum, or we can put wave 1 over here, and we're still moving to the upside here. The other point with this is that, as I mentioned a while ago, this would be one of the better buys around the market, but also too, you know, a lot of the stocks that we just looked at, NVIDIA and all the rest of them, even though this one's been in correction for much longer, they're all coming out of their corrections now too. So we should be in a bullish mode here for you know, for tech stocks. And I do consider, you know, it's not like this. You know, this is still, Bitcoin is still very new, and the people don't know, you know, generally as a group decision if it's a store of value, or it's a currency, or if it's this or that. So it's still finding its you know, its place in amongst humanity. Obviously, for people that have been down the rabbit hole, you know exactly what it is. So that's you know, good for you. And yeah, but the point here is that we can look at this as either 1 and 2 to here, and there will be 3 and 4 across the 80, and we'll be pulled up into, this will be 100,000 here. Yeah, and then we'll have a classic trading levels pattern across. What will happen here is this will happen here. So we'll have this, this, and then we'll move up. And then we'll be looking from 100,000 to 200,000. Like I've always said, is anything under 100,000 you can consider cheap. So just keep dollar cost averaging, and yeah, you want to try to get as much as you can while it's the, you know, the hot topic on the scene. And yeah, so anyway, looking good. So let's just go into this. I think I had it on 5k here for this little trend here. No, let me just check. Yes, it was 5k. So from wave 4 here, I'd been counting up as 1 and 2 here, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 for the third wave, the fourth wave here, and then looking up for the 5th wave here. So we've got a little 5 waves here, so wave 1 and 2 and 3, 4, 5 here for this, and yeah, and then looking for wave 2 here. Now, there is, as I mentioned last time here, there's a good case to have wave 1 here and wave 2 here already for this. And the reason for that is Ethereum here. You see how Ethereum's pulled back here? So you could go long above this top here. So it's the same thing here as well. We'll be looking up for wave 3, which should take us up to the 4,000. We'll see a classic trading levels pattern there. We'll need to work through all the levels, not a drama, and and then up again. And then the other one, the last one here, is Solana. In this case here, it looks like there's a good case to have wave 1 up here, in this case, with 1 and 2 here, and then the third wave up here with a beautiful 5-wave structure up here, and then an ABC for wave 4, and then going up for wave 5. So we'll see a dance across that 2,000. So there's 2 ways of actually counting things up through here. And I mean, the only other way I could count this is put this wave 2 over to here. No, that still doesn't give me, yeah, that would give me 2, 3, 4, and 5 over here for wave 1. We could view it that way, I guess. I mean, it does make a nice little A, B, and 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, I don't know, I have to have a look in there a bit closer, but nice little C wave here. So this is a possibility. Anyway, like I said, it doesn't matter. It's going up. You just got to be on it, and should be good. Alrighty, I'm going to leave it at that. Thanks for tuning in. Cheers.